Starfleet Academy is going the exact way you expected. Terribly. The trailers all were ratioed leading up to the release. Now that they've put the first episode up for free on YouTube, that is getting destroyed. The scores are tanking. The cast is coming out and almost like trying to damage control and convince you that it's going to be good. And really, this is an absolute disaster for them. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, Star Trek has been in a very disastrous state for a very long time. They started turning it into Star Wars quite a few years ago, and at that point, a lot of us gave up on it. I used to love Star Trek. I grew up watching it. I really enjoyed it, but the modern Trek has just been terrible. In my opinion, I am very disappointed to see that they still have not listened to us, and really they're double, tripling, and quadrupling down on the woke agenda that they're pushing. These cultural Marxists will not leave any franchises for us to actually enjoy. They are going to destroy everything in their path if they can get their hands on it. But things are going really terribly for Paramount, and I think it's important that we highlight that and that we point and laugh at them, so maybe they do feel fucking embarrassed, because they should be. So, Nerdrotic had posted, Paramount spent between 6 and 10 million an episode on Star Trek Starfleet Academy. They put the premiere on YouTube for free and got 1,300 live viewers. RIP Star Trek. And what's funny is that he actually did a stream. It was like a meme, and he put a Spock figure on a chair, and he got way more viewers than Starfleet Academy's premiere. This same thing actually had happened with the Halo TV series. That was atrocious as well. I hated Master Cheeks. But what they did was they had started putting episodes up for free on YouTube to try to gain a larger audience, and it didn't work, and it's not going to work here because there are a lot of normies out there who they almost want to appeal to, and like a younger crowd that they want to appeal to that isn't going to watch this modern Star Trek. Like for me, for example, I am their target audience. I'm Gen Z, right? I'm 27 years old, and I used to love Star Trek. So this should, be the Star Trek for me. I hate this. This is terrible. This is embarrassing. I'm not even a part of this in any capacity, and I am embarrassed for them. My God. They must have all gotten a pretty hefty paycheck to want to receive this level of public humiliation. Yeah, but it's the second female captain. Laughing my ass off. This is so sad. Only 6 to 10 million. It is crazy that they must have spent over $100 million for this series between the sets and the costumes and the casting and the visual effects. And then you have to get into marketing. Like, they must have spent a lot of money, which, hey, is still less than video games, right? Some video games cost $500 million. If you don't know, Hollywood brings in about $25 billion a year, and the video game industry in 2025 brought in nearly $200 billion. So there's quite a difference, though this is freaking pathetic. 1,300 live viewers is the best you can get for the newest, biggest, it's supposed to be the boldest Star Trek, though the YouTube premiere has been, terrible for them. Of course, this was 3 days ago. Now it is sitting at 139,000 views, which FNT gets more than that, but it says that it is at 5.9k likes to 17,000 dislikes. 5.9k is actually pretty high. This is the entirety of the modern audience, I suppose, but the comments are brutal, nearly 5,000 wrecking them. And again, there's nobody here defending it, and nobody should be defending it. The writing is terrible. The casting is terrible. I mean, in episode freaking 1, they start pushing modern day politics into your face when the Chancellor starts talking about, a child was ripped away from its parents, and it's clearly supposed to be commentary on immigration. Like, get real. Star Trek used to have larger themes about good versus evil and prejudice, and it used to have a deeper meaning, but it was done in a effortless way, a timeless way. They weren't trying to sit there and beat you over the head with a narrative, and that is what made Star Trek so special previously, that it could do things so timelessly. And well, this has just modern day bullshit written all over it. I like how the captain reminds me of a manager at Dollar Tree. At least Harry Kim finally got a promotion. We are the Borg. You will not be assimilated. I can't believe they left the comments on. I respect that they left the comments open. That is the extent of my respect. Looks like they saved a lot of money on the writing staff. Yet they clearly had nobody that was a part of this that actually cared about what Star Trek used to be. Of course, we know that the 32nd century was completely fabricated for Discovery, but you also have the inconsistencies with past episodes, like Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. I talked about this in my other video, but basically there were two survivors of an existing race that had been at war for like 50,000 years. I'm sure you all remember the white and black whites. The Charons were brought back into the mix, but they had eradicated each other. They had killed each other, and so that means that that alien species went extinct, yet there's a female one in this show. Like, what were they possibly thinking? Ooh, this is gonna be a big social commentary. We're gonna use the black and white guys from the past show. What are you doing? It's just so ridiculous. Then you add into the mix dialogue like, because sometimes being hangry is the greatest enemy of all. Like, it is just god awful, and they should feel embarrassed by this. And luckily, the scores for this are terrible, so maybe they'll wake up to it. I highly doubt it, but there's going to come a point one day when surely they have to say, enough is enough. We need to make money, and that means we actually need to listen to our customers again. But Star Trek Starfleet Academy sitting at a 66 critic. Nobody trusts the critics. Very rarely do they align with audiences' interests, but the user score sitting at a 2 out of 10. That is absolutely pathetic, and they deserve to have such a low score. Over on Rotten Tomatoes, the scores are a little bit higher. As you can see, an 87% critic and a 43% user. But, well, at the same time, 43 isn't great, much too high, in my opinion. And I think that the only people who are rating it positively are the ones that want to either like own the chuds and own the bigots, but maybe they have a couple of modern audience members who actually like it. Though I think that another reason why the score might be high is because there were so few people who watched it in the first place, and so few people actually leaving reviews because nobody watched it, because nobody really cares about modern day Trek, and it's so sad to see. But really, they are getting what they deserve. So I will be keeping a close eye on Star Trek Starfleet Academy. I am sure I'm going to be covering this again quite a bit in the future. There's bound to be media meltdowns and lots of attacks on social media against anybody criticizing this, as we usually see online. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.